Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. We turn this up. Good afternoon. All the MLOs at First Step, welcome, welcome. This is a training session for social media marketing. My name is Stefan Fields. I am licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And today we're going to be talking about social media marketing for loan officers, specifically for you guys. So let's jump into it. Why is social media Why does social media matter so much in the financial service industry? Our first point is because it builds trust, credibility with clients. Allowing the clients to see you, to hear you, to experience you through content that you post is very important. Simply because a lot of the times they don't know you. And for you to try to garner new clients, they need to know exactly who you are because you're selling yourself, not necessarily the products or service that you provide, but actually yourself. You want to make them feel comfortable to do business with you. Want to show them that they can trust you and that you are the person for the job. It educates potential borrowers about products and services. That's very important because a lot of times you're going to be dealing with first time home buyers who have no clue about the home buying process or who might even be under the perception that it's one way when it's really not. So it's your job to explain, to express, and show them exactly, you know, the processes and the services and how they can help them out. It's kind of educating your buyer. Generating inbound leads through valuable content. This is very important as well because if you put it plain and simple, you got trash content, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to it. You want to put value out there. You want to show them why it's worth listening to your videos or reaching out to you because you want to provide that value through your content. And later on in this training session, I'm going to show you and touch on a few points in regards to how you're able to do that. Strengthening brand awareness in your local market. Branding is very important because it shows how do you say, it shows and associates your company or your personal brand with something that a potential client can like resonate with, right? So if they see your brand and like, oh yeah, I know that brand, I'm familiar with that brand, I always sees that brand, comes off as very nice, trustworthy, so forth and so on. So branding is all a part of marketing as well. So some of the best platforms for financial services and marketing. I'm gonna jump into this. There's a few of them, but the first one here is LinkedIn, which is a professional networking and business to business lead generation. For you guys, MLOs, you would use LinkedIn to get in contact with, say, real estate agents. You can source or you can filter the type of agent that you want to target based off of, their performance and based off of what they've done so far. A lot of times with LinkedIn, um, you don't just want to reach out to anybody because at the end of the day, you're trying to do business, you're trying to close loans. So you want to do your research in regards to who you are targeting when it comes to real estate agents. Me personally, I target real estate agents on Instagram. I constantly send them DMs explaining to them our processes, the products that we offer, what I can do for them, and how they can also help me out as well to try to generate some type of rapport and create that relationship that can lead into business. Facebook is community engagement, local ads, and events. The thing about Facebook is you're going to be targeting a older group, more likely baby boomers. A lot of millennials still might have Facebook. I'm pretty sure a lot of them have Facebook, but you're going to catch them more on that Instagram, which is next. So Instagram is good for visuals, testimonials, and success stories. A lot of people like to use Instagram in that capacity. So if you have, say for instance, if you have a closing, you're a loan officer. A lot of times we do not go to our closings. However, you want to create that content, you want to show that you're closing deals, then you need to be creating content at every closing. You need to be attending every closing if you can. And if not, you still want to be able to post something that's visual, that's storytelling. Let them know about the process. Let them know what you had to go through. Grab a testimonial from your client to see how their experience was with you and your services in our company. YouTube is an amazing platform if you want to get yourself out there as a loan officer. Reason being because YouTube is a big search engine and people search YouTube like they search Google. And if you can get enough content out of there and enough eyes and ears on your content, and you can really rank high in YouTube and actually start to make money off of YouTube outside of even promoting your products or services. So if you can create a YouTube channel, right, and simply just put on there basic educational stuff that's kind of entertaining, but provide it in a way that people can understand and keep their attention on to the products and services that you provide, then YouTube definitely would be beneficial. Now, this last one is TikTok, and TikTok is probably one of my favorite platforms outside of YouTube, only because you engage with so many people from all over. I'm talking about you post a video on TikTok and you got people from all over the world looking at this video. You might have any individuals who even thinking about moving to the DMV and just didn't know where to start, and they found your video come across their YouTube, sorry, TikTok, and they just reach out to you. You know, I had the most people reach out to me through TikTok inquiring about maybe a product that I posted or some type of down payment assistance program that I posted. So yeah, TikTok, to me, I like TikTok because all you have everybody on TikTok. You have the older, you have the younger, you have a little bit of a mixture of everything. So TikTok for me is great. YouTube is phenomenal. So if you can start a YouTube channel and just start keep posting on there about your experiences, about the products you offer, about what makes you different, and just your personality. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when it comes to marketing, right? They're buying you. They don't really care about what you're selling. They're buying you. You make them feel comfortable. You make them feel like you're very informative on the topics that you talk about. Then that's going to build that trust, and that's going to have them move forward with you to submit an application. How loan officers can drive more business. Of course, we talked about leveraging client testimonials and case studies. Um, this just builds trust again. Host live Q&A sessions on Facebook/Instagram. Me and a few agents that actually work with like Exit and other real estate companies, we actually have done live Facebook and Instagram. And let me tell you, this definitely can help because you have people who seeking. So the people who are on these live, they're trying to get information. So if you provide the information in a way where as though that, oh, okay, I like the information that he's putting out there. He seems like a trustworthy person. You know, he seems informative. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. So Q and A's live, you answering all their questions, then that's a surefire way to gain a client. Whether that's even one client out of a whole lot of 20 people, that's one person that can get you to where you need to be. Post post educational content explaining loan types and processes. Again, this goes back to explaining your products and services in a way that they can understand. Don't make it complicated. Don't use big words. Don't think you got to sound so professional. Sound like yourself. Be yourself because they compete genuineness. Network with real estate agents and referral partners online. This is what I touched on earlier when I was speaking on B2B with LinkedIn. You want to network with real estate agents because most of your business is going to come from real estate agents outside of word of mouth. If you can connect with a great real estate agent who is a high producer, then that's going to be a constant flow of business right there. Run targeted ads to specific demographics and zip codes. So in regards to running ads, you don't really necessarily need to run ads, but if you have the budget to run ads, ads can be a beneficial to generating more leads, in turn generating more business. You can run ads on Facebook, you can run ads on TikTok, you can run ads on Instagram. Does it cost? Yes, but the return you have to test it out and see which platform brings you the most return on your investment because ads are not cheap. And of course, I know a lot of people are scared to spend money on ads because they don't know what their return is going to be. But you have to trust the process. You know, it takes money to make money. So at the end of the day, if you got to run ads to drive more business, then you got to do what you got to do. So This is up in the air. I just found this on online. They were talking about the best times to post, and I'll tell you what times I usually post. LinkedIn, it says Tuesday to Thursday from 8 to 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. Facebook, Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Instagram, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. and 1 to 2 p.m. YouTube, Thursday and Friday, 12 to 3 p.m. TikTok, early in the morning. I agree with that one. And late in the afternoons, I also agree with that one. See, the thing about posting times, they say that everybody has different times when they say you should post. Some say you should post around lunchtime. Some say you should post late at night when people are just laying in their bed and scrolling through their phone. Some people say you should post early in the morning. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what time you post. All that really matters is that you posting it in the first place. A lot of people get caught up in, oh, I'm gonna make one video and that's gonna be my video for the week, and never post that whole time in the week. You're not gonna get you're not gonna reach anyone by just posting one time a day. And I know we could all fall back into that laziness, like, oh, I'll post it later, I'll post it later. But you have to stay on top and consistent with posting content so the algorithm know exactly who to target when putting your stuff out there. Okay. Posting frequencies recommendations, which I was just slightly touching on. LinkedIn, it says 3 to 5 times per week. Facebook, 5 to 7 times per week. Instagram, 4 to 6 times per week. YouTube, 1 to 2 videos per week, which is, I think, is a lot depending on what, if you're thinking shorts or versus you making a long form video. And a long form video is just a video that's longer than like a minute. TikTok, 3 to 5 short videos per week. Now, again, when taking in consideration how many times you should post, don't just throw anything together and think, okay, that's a post. No, be thoughtful, be intentional with the type of content that you post. You don't want to just post anything just to say that you hit your quarter for the week. Nah, you don't want to do that. You want to post with intention, and you want to post quality content that people actually want to see. Content ideas for loan officers. So this is an interesting one, and we have some creative people on our team. Um, so when it comes to content ideas for loan officers, you have to take in consideration what is the current trend on these particular platforms, you know, and kind of base your content off of what's the current trend and what's the current trending sounds, and use those sounds and use those trends and kind of mesh your videos with the sounds and the trends. So explainer videos about mortgage programs. You might find something interesting that everybody keep looking at. Somebody might have made up a trendy dance, and you might try to, I don't know how many dances we have in this brokerage, but you might try to imitate a dance, that a dance that's trending with at the same time explaining something about a mortgage program. you know um, Market updates and interest rate trend. This is one of the main questions a lot of people have. They always want to know, what's the current interest rates? Are the interest rates high? I'm gonna wait till interest rates go down. What is the market doing? Like, so if you can create like some type of system where as though you constantly updating your potential audience with market updates, conditions of the market, interest rates, are we up, are we down, what is the Fed talking about? You already are answering their questions before they even ask them. Of course, giving them a step-by-step loan process guide. Some of the good ideas that I've had in the past, creating like an ebook that you can get for free, um, and just showing them the value in that, and pretty much having something or providing something, because people like things. People like gifts. I mean, yeah, it's a free ebook, but it's something. You're giving it away to them for free. It's like you're giving them the keys to home ownership by providing them with a free guide to purchase a home, or a free guide to show them step by step exactly what they can expect from your services. Highlighting community events and charitable work. And a good example about that would be is, I drop food off at a church once every month. I get to meet people. I let them know who I am, what I do, and potentially grabbing leads from just that, just me going to the church and dropping food off. And of course, you want to give, make it a little bit personal and give behind the scenes look at your work progress, to give them kind of like a day in the life of a loan officer or you as being a loan officer. Last but not least, let me give you the final tips for social media success. Engage with every comment and message quickly. This is going to create the environment for the algorithm to take into consideration that, okay, I'm going to respond back to it. That means somebody's engaged. If somebody leaves the comment, that means you capture somebody's attention and they went as far as to leave a comment or even reach out to message you. You want to respond to those as quickly as possible because it's going to look as though that someone is engaging back and forth with you, and that's going to create the that's going to allow you to get out there to more individuals. The algorithm, so they call it, will push your content out to more people because they see, oh, it's capturing somebody's attention. So you want to make sure you engage with individuals who comment on your post or individuals who message you. Using high quality images and professional branding, you can always do that, but at the same time, I found that just being yourself and not being too much focused on uh, how crisp your suit look or your pictures are, you know, being yourself is always the way to go, only because people are buying you and not a billboard version of you. So I mean, I understand our industry is financial services. You don't want to look like you just came from the club, but at the same time, I don't want you to put too much focus on trying to look like a financier that works at a big bank or something like that. Stay consistent with your posting schedule. That's all I'm saying, is just stay on top of posting. Just keep posting, and keep posting. The more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to see you, the more they're going to know what you do. And when it's time for them to make that step, you might be at the top of mind. Tracking analytics and adjust strategies accordingly. If you don't have a business profile, I believe, with these platforms, like especially like Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, it's going to be kind of hard to track your analytics, only because I don't believe that the personal pages have that ability. So if you do have a whichever platforms that you guys are on, that you putting out the content on, just make sure that you have a business page if you want to track any analytics in regards to the content that you put out there. Collaborating with local influencers and partners. This is a great thing right here. I mean, collaborating with real estate agents, collaborating with influencers who kind of are in your niche. Partners, like I said, real estate agents or anybody that can put you in contact with a potential lead is definitely a great idea to try to reach out to these individuals and see if y'all can do some type of collaboration, whereas though you both are helping each other out, or they're just helping you out. Sometimes you're just gonna have to pay for that. It's all a part of marketing. So with that being said, I'm not gonna talk you guys heads off with all this Instagram marketing or social media marketing. I just want to let you guys know that it's not as hard as it seems. You just got to be consistent. I know it can be a little daunting sometimes trying to remember to post. You don't know what to post. Just post and be conscious of what you post. Don't take yourself too serious, because it's not that serious. Be yourself. Put the content out so people know exactly what you do. So, with anything that I said in this training session here, if you guys have any questions, I believe my contact information will be along with this link. Feel free to reach out to me. You could call, text me at any given time. If you want to go over some social media strategies or videos ideas, or you want to collab on a few things, especially real estate agents, just let me know. I'm here, I'm available, and I appreciate you guys stopping by on this training session. And if you got any questions, just let me know. I look forward to speaking to you guys soon. Until next time.